In our last episode, we came under some fire from Trump supporters. And I'd just like to say, off the back of the result that we've recently seen, that I would like to apologize for absolutely nothing. Go cry, keep commenting all your hate. We don't care. Vincent, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing very well. Thank you very much. Even though it has been raining for 3 days straight. It's just chaos at the moment. People are worried about floods again in South Africa. If you can remember in the news, massive flooding a couple of years ago, destroying big parts of KZN.
Yeah, it seems to happen every couple of years.
Yeah, every couple of years, and it seems to be not quite as bad, but a lot of rain, and obviously people get a bit antsy about it. Oh no, it's happening again. But it's not. So if you hear some weird noises in the background, it's because the wind is absolutely pumping outside. But otherwise, I'm well. Thank you. How about you? How are you doing?
Good. I'm doing well. New setup is going swimmingly so far. Enjoying it. It's nice to walk in the morning and see everything like set up nice and professionally, which is always good. Been playing online gaming, Warzone. Once Human I've started, haven't gone any further because I want to stream it. So if you guys want to see that, link will be in the description. But Warzone, we had our first win today as a pair.
We did, actually.
I'll be honest, it was a very boring game. You didn't fire a single bullet the whole game.
I think we
until
should,
right at the end.
We should do that as a stream, even though I'm pretty sure it's been done a million times. But just two noobs running around, plunder, just seeing how many games we can win in a row without actually firing a gun. I think I'm even gonna equip next time. I'm gonna make a class with like a riot shield, and
just we don't fire a single bullet.
Yeah, we just run around.
But yeah, it was good fun. I definitely needed that sort of combination of hanging out with friends, but also shooting people.
Yeah, old South African servers.
Yeah, I've actually logged on to the European servers a couple times. A lot of kids that are a lot better than me.
I don't know why it seems to be. I think when you play by yourself, you get the European servers.
Yes.
But for some reason, when we play together, I don't know if it's because I'm inviting you to my party that we play on South African servers.
Probably.
And then I keep.
We can try next time we play. We can try. I'll invite you to a party, and we'll play on the harder servers.
Yeah, because I'm tired of Friki telling me how his kid needs to go to bed. Meanwhile, I'm actually older than Friki, but I don't know, something about the way these Afrikaans folks sound on Warzone makes them sound like they're 40, even though they're like 22. I'm like, how the shizer are you sounding like flippin' angry old mealy farmer from the Vrystaat? And I'm just there like, how old are we this year? We give it away, 31. We don't look our age, do we? Not a day over 23.
So Vincent, by the time this comes out, the United States will have a new president, which is crazy because it will either be the first female president, who is also not white as well, which is crazy considering the progression that the US has made. This is a great step forward. Or a convicted felon, which will also be the first time a convicted felon has been president of the United States. So before you go, I'm leaning on what I've been reading today, that the Democrats are going to take it. So Kamala Harris will take it. A lot of people are coming out to say that they've switched sides to support Donald Trump. But obviously, by the time this comes out, whatever the thumbnail was, I'm sure that's who won.
You know what? I don't know. As much as I think, ethically speaking, on my personal beliefs, I think Kamala might be a better choice. But I still don't think America's ready for a female president. It's pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, how Trump won the first time around. It was him or Hillary.
Him or Hillary, yes.
Okay, that was not that was the best choices, but America weren't ready for a female then. I don't know if they are now.
So I think, this is my hot take, I think no matter who gets elected, nothing is going to change. It's going to be in the news for a couple weeks, but nothing is going to change.
I don't know. I think if Trump gets it and he gets his way with the imports tax, there's going to be a lot of people.
He won't, though. They'll never get passed.
You don't think so? I reckon
No.
it will.
And also, here's another take. Power, international power, is slowly shifting away from the US. They are breaking themselves down incrementally, and power is going elsewhere, to the likes of China, to the likes of Russia as well. Not as much Russia at the moment because of the war. China is obviously taking a big leap forward because of that. But I think economical power is slowly shifting away from the US. All they've got now is the military. That's all they have to offer, is the military forces. So basically fear.
Yeah. I mean, but the military is also like one of the main driving forces in their whole bloody economy. Like their whole workforce is based around their flippin' military being out and about. Imagine how many unemployed people America would have if their military just was like, cool, world peace, we don't need no military no more. Half of America will be unemployed. But
You say that. Half of America, most of America's like export is military support. So if other countries start getting along and no longer need support from America, America loses its power because they don't have the financial power that they used to have, I would say 10, 15 years ago. I still firmly believe that it is shifting, and all of these crazy antics that are happening up to election day are part of the downfall of American what's the word called when they
Dominance?
empower? Dominance.
yeah, dominance.
And
over the
it
world.
might be, it's everyone's had their turn. Like the Spanish were first. Oh, sorry, the Romans were first.
I
Then the
think
Spanish
the Mongols
came
were
in.
first.
Yeah, if we go back far enough, the dinosaurs were first.
The T-Rex.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, maybe it's time someone else takes charge. But look, if the Democrats win and Kamala is in power, there's going to be uproar within the US, and I don't think anything else is going to change outside. If Donald Trump has won or will win, by the time you're watching this, there's going to be uproar in the US and nothing's going to happen outside because they're going to be too busy fixing that problem that they're not going to worry about the outside. And yeah, there's too much going on outside of the world that I don't think changing in of presidents was going to help solve any of that.
You know what? Either way, whatever downfall happens in America is going to work out great for South Africa, because our petrol prices and our oil prices are still based on US dollar. So if the US dollar crashes, we are smiling, because then we're going to pay less for petrol. Because currently, it is... Hell, what was it? I literally filled my tank today. So like 21 Rand or something a litre. Which is bonkers to think when we were in school.
That's cheap.
It was 25 Rand.
It's
so it has
it's
come down.
180. It's €1.80 for me.
Was that in rands?
25 rand.
Okay, so it
26
was
rand.
yeah, so it was 25 rand. It went down to 21 rand. But to think how when we were in school, it was something like 11 rand, and our parents used to bitch and moan at us about how it's
Yeah.
too expensive to go anywhere. The price is almost double. It's incredible. But I learned something new today.
Mhm.
So you know, there's Donald Trump and there's Kamala Harris, the Democrats
Yes.
and the Republicans.
Correct.
Previously in other videos, we stated, or at least I did, that there are only two parties. I was wrong. There's the Libertarian Party,
Yes.
the Green Party, and Independent. Robert Kennedy is the Independent.
Okay.
Like what? What? I don't even
But
know
how
these
come
other
they
names.
how come they only vote red or green? Actually, in the comments below, if you're an American watching this, you've probably left by now because you're upset with something we said. In the comments, let us know, why do they vote between red or blue, which is obviously Republican or Democrat, and there's other parties like the Green Party, but they show the map. It's just red or blue.
So there's a bunch of yellow if you go into Google. So that, well, I mean, not on the map yet because there's
Is
no
that
results.
just? Is that why it's yellow?
I think so because it's. Well, yeah, at the very top. I think it's because they pegged to win. Like they know the other candidates aren't gonna matter. So it's just, I think that's why they go with the red versus blue, because I think historically it's always been Democrats versus Republicans, even though these other parties exist. Like I don't know who these other people are. Chase Oliver, he's the Libertarian Party. Jill Stein, that's her name. That's another old lady. She's in charge of the Green Party. I mean, what kind of a name is that? Green? It must be like a health, nature, green.
It is. It's
Earth
it's conservation. Yes, Green Earth. Yeah,
conservation party.
it should be endorsed by Snoop Dogg.
And then Robert Kennedy is an independent. I don't even quite understand. Robert F. Kennedy.
So maybe you can have like an independent president, but then you have the party which runs the Senate and all of that. We really shouldn't be talking on US politics because we know nothing about politics.
Yeah, nothing about politics in general, and now I'm commenting on this. But I mean, it's always interesting to see how much effort the world puts into knowing what the hell is happening in America.
Yeah, it's because, like I said, the US has been so dominant. The US basically decides. The whole world has used the dollar as like their trading currency. So it makes sense to, whatever's happening there is going to affect the whole world, right? And if that starts to shift, like the BRICS currency, which China is trying to get going.
And South
If Russia
Africa.
wasn't at war, if Russia wasn't at war at the moment, I think they would have been a lot further forward. But yeah, with that's obviously a competition for the dollar. So, in our last podcast, we said some things about Donald Trump. We also said some things about Kamala, but some people commented. I'm not here to watch your video. I don't think you saw this one. I'm not here to watch your video. I'm here because I'm here to comment. Tony Hinchcliffe did a great job and made me laugh. He did not bomb. So hold on. So you're not watching the podcast. You saw the thumbnail. You clicked on it. You said, "Let me leave a comment," without watching anything. No context at all. Just let me just comment and throw hate at these people because I laughed at what he said.
Hey, a comment is traction, whether he watched or not. Although we won't get paid on comments, we get paid on, well, not that we get paid, but one day, one day, the hope is there. But hey, at least And at least we know someone's been watching our videos because they commented we made it, only made it 3 minutes this time around. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that implies that he watched the other one. So you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
we're getting out there. We're reaching a target audience. So
Yeah.
it's never
But
wrong.
we lost 2 subscribers
Oh no.
since posting, and we gained 1. So I'm assuming that those are Trump supporters that we lost.
That is actually probably quite a fair comment. There's something else I
Yeah.
found out, which I'm pretty
Yes.
jealous of, because we didn't get anything like this. Krispy Kreme, it's, okay, we have it in South Africa too, but it is massive in America. Like, it is
Mm-hmm.
stupid.
What's going on?
Bruh, it was, even with these pretty good Sony headphones on, it was like a horror movie wind howl coming from the bathroom. I'm shitting my pants. Okay, it's finished now. That was creepy.
Okay.
Wow. But anyway, back to Krispy Kreme. Apparently, Krispy Kreme is giving away free donuts on election day if you vote. I don't know how you prove.
Okay.
I don't know how you prove you voted, but
You
apparently
get a sticker. You get a sticker that says I voted.
Oh well, apparently you get a free donut. I wish that happened in South Africa. Although it'd probably have to be like, you get a free KFC streetwise one. I think that's probably what the deal would be here in South Africa. That would be
Oh, that's a good deal.
that would be a great deal. I remember living with that stuff back in the day. I mean, I still am because I'm poor, but at least then it was by choice. Now it's not by choice. Now it's out of necessity.
Yeah.
But
I
otherwise-
miss a good KFC. Over here, it's not the same.
But there is KFC
No, no.
though, right?
There is KFC, yes, but it's not. It doesn't taste the same as South Africa. That isn't. It hasn't gone through the struggle that the South African chickens have gone through. I have a
Oh,
question for you.
Yes.
What would be the worst animal? Let's say reincarnation is possible. Okay, let's say it's a real thing. Okay, you die today. What is the last animal, not insect, animal, you would want to be reincarnated as?
You know what? That's a good one. The last thing I would want to be reincarnated as. Trying to think of something that's like hated.
While you're thinking of that, obviously the best to be reincarnated as is probably a cat.
I was gonna
A
go
cat,
with
a cat to a rich white lady.
because she gives up on you, still keeps feeding you, lets you do whatever you want. I mean,
Exactly.
that's actually a pretty good one. I would have gone with like a weasel or a ferret, just because those oaks look like they're living their best life 24/7.
They do. Or like an otter.
Or an otter, yes, a river otter. Those oaks also look like they're just living the life. But I think the worst.
So what's the
thing-
worst?
Like, I don't want to be the generic. I don't want to be a rat when I come back, because in some cultures, rats are actually like praised. Like, you don't harm rats. So I don't think I don't think rats actually.
Is that
have it all
is
that
that
bad.
Chicago culture?
Oh my gosh, Chicago is no, that's actually quite funny. It was something I actually saw. Speaking of rats, now when I was in New York, so when I
Yeah.
did my America trip, I was in Maine, so I did Portland, Boston, New York, with the three, like the movie famous cities.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I was in Fayette and Bangor, which were pretty cool. But in New York was like in the movies with the rats, where if you walk down one of the lesser streets and there's like a little alleyway with those big bins,
Mm-hmm.
if you bang it in, you hear the squeals, rats running around. So that was pretty accurate. I mean, and the subway was mind blowing. Where
Just rats everywhere.
no, not actually rats. Although I think I would have preferred rats. But like in the movies when they portray the crazies are always in the
Yeah.
subway, it's like that. Like I thought it was just like movies hype things up.
Like
you
a
know,
stereotype
series.
that they just play on you.
It's real, boss. I mean, shame on us. We always make fun of, I don't want to say people in lesser situations, but in the movies always make fun of it. But it was real. I was sitting in the subway, kid walks on, literally has a tray of chocolates,
Mhm.
has a little prepared speech, walks in because the subway carts stop for a bit, 3 to 5 minutes before the doors close. So
Okay.
even if you don't have a ticket or you're not going anywhere, you can come on for 5 minutes and then bugger off.
Mhm.
Lottie gets on. Hi there, my name is Jeremiah, and I'm trying to stay off the streets. Please support me in buying one chocolate for $1 or whatever donations you may. And then he just stands there. No one buys fuck all. Can I say that on YouTube? No one buys nothing. And then he just walks off. Go to the next
Why didn't
station.
you buy something?
Bro, I don't have any money. I'm from South Africa. I'm clinging onto dollars for dear life. But then, literally, next stop, get there. Now, this is already a situation now. Remember, I'm this traveler. I've got my suitcase, my big backpack, because obviously I've bought a whole bunch of stuff from America that I'm going to bring back home. Bags are stuffed, so I'm sitting, big bag between my legs, backpack on, headphones on, just trying to like mind my business, get to the next stop. What happens? The lady gets on. But now it's a sad sob story.
Oh.
I'm a single mother. I have no job. I have 6 children. Bloody bloody blah. Please, any support, any donations. All the locals kind of look at her and go, eh. She turns around, goes back off, and I was just like, what the hell is happening here? It is just like the movies. People wearing weird shit. People singing, busting, just on the corners. Like it was really cool. And Times Square was also mind blowing. I was there just as the new Lion King was coming out,
Mhm.
so that was obviously a massive movie coming out. The remaking of the cult classic that is Lion King. So it was on all the billboards, all the big lights. But then you're walking around at midnight, and obviously now there's, being a tourist myself, other tourists, but like families with like little kids. And then there's like these naked ladies, body paint, but like
Okay.
nothing, like naked, just out and about, doing their thing. Posing
It is
with
midnight.
people.
It is
yes,
midnight.
it is
Your
midnight.
kids should be asleep.
Yes, no, I felt very much the same way. Very strongly felt the same way. But it was just mind blowing that, again, this was one of those things you saw in the movies, and you're always like, surely not. That can't be real. Like, surely there's not just people walking around naked, just in the streets. Yes, they were, and not just one, like a lot. And even at midnight, you're still walking through people. So it's not even that it was quiet or like it was hectic, bustling. It was like on a Wednesday night, so it was really
Yeah,
eye-opening, but really
it's-
cool.
Yeah. The week that you were off, Jason and I spoke about the rattiest city in America being Chicago for the 10th year in a row.
Wow.
So you would have probably had some valuable insight on that episode.
Could have shared a thing or two.
Two guys that hadn't been to America speaking about America. What a perfect podcast. One day you were off.
The one time I was MIA.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can at least say something about America because I was there for 12 weeks. Thank you, J1 visa. Great visa. Let's you.
So tell me, Vincel.
Yes.
What's the worst animal to be reincarnated as?
Full circle.
Really went off on a tangent there.
I think a pigeon. Because they are the rats of the sky. And no one likes pigeons.
I disagree.
Okay, what is your...
People leave pigeons alone. Some people feed pigeons.
Some people eat pigeons. What are you on about? You go to New York, there homeless people are catching pigeons and eating them.
Yeah, some people, right? But if you were a pigeon on Durban beachfront, you'd be blessed.
Yeah, because the hobos are a little bit too high on Meow or something, so they can't actually catch you.
I think the worst animal to come back is probably a chicken. A chicken, no. The worst animal, this is going to be clipped for TikTok, so make sure to clip this, someone clip this.
Oh, I'm gonna sneeze.
The worst animal to come back as, to reincarnate as, would have to be a chicken that doesn't go to KFC. I don't have to do that again now.
Yeah, sorry.
They're going to clip your sneeze. A chicken that ends up at like the Hungry Lion or something that's not KFC.
You take that back. Hungry Lion is delicious.
Okay, but if you had the choice to go to Nando's or KFC and you end up at one of these other ones, like we've got one here called AFC.
Wow,
it's fried chicken. It's AFC. Imagine ending up there when you were supposed to go to when you were born to go to KFC. Yeah.
What does it stand for?
No idea.
Oh.
I don't think it has a. It's AFC family takeaway. So AFC is like
American
that's it.
Fried chicken.
I assume it could be American fried chicken, but definitely the worst animal is a chicken that doesn't end up at KFC.
You know what? That's actually a pretty good hot take. I'll concede to that one. I mean, pigeons are just dirty chickens.
Oh yeah, what about a pigeon? This is you come back as a pigeon, right?
Yeah.
You go up. You're in New York. You make your way to New York because you're a pigeon.
Okay.
You don't need a visa. You sit on top of the Empire State Building, right? And you see people getting proposed to, and you fly over and you poop on them.
That actually does sound pretty good.
And you see Spider-Man.
You get caught in
swinging
Spider-Man's
around.
webs. That's one thing I didn't do, and I should have. Is go to the top. I didn't have enough time. I was only in New York for one day, so I didn't quite get to do all the fun stuff. But I didn't do the top
it's
of
the
Empire
city
State.
that never sleeps, apparently.
It doesn't. It does not. And I needed sleep though, so I had to sleep. But no, it was horrible. But you know, earlier I mentioned how the weather has been absolutely horrible in South Africa.
Yes.
It's been non-stop rain.
Right.
It's miserable. I don't know if you watched the F1 this weekend. It was in Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. And
I watched the stats, so I saw who was in the lead and stuff. I didn't actually watch the race. Can you tell me more?
yes, it was torrential downpour. A lot of commentators were constantly going on and on about, is this going to be it? Are they going to call the race? This is surely too wet. They're going to call the race. They didn't call the race. It was just carnage. It was almost like a Fast and Furious movie, or just Tokyo Drift, left, right, and center. People losing traction.
But they have wet tires.
It wasn't helping. Not even a little bit.
I heard that they didn't actually use the wet tires. They used intermediates.
They used intermediates in torrential downpour. I I don't get the logic. I guess they were hoping that with enough driving, it would dry the race line. But because it was raining so hard, the race line wasn't drying. And if you were off the race line by a smidge, you lost the back. And you were just... It was hilarious.
So with what the information you've given me so far, all you're telling me is that Max Verstappen really is the GOAT.
Pretty much. He started in
P16.
P16, and he won the race. So, to all the Max haters, take a seat.
I probably need to go and watch the highlights. But did he actually win, or did people spin out in front of him?
No, there was definitely a couple spin outs. A couple spin outs which led to flags, which bunched up the pack, which obviously helped him, because even if he did get stuck behind one or two cars, which would create the gap ahead of him, it kept getting cancelled out, which enabled him to make those overtakes and not have to, make up too much time between overtakes, because the pack kept getting bunched. So I think that worked in his favour. But no, he definitely drove like the Max we know. Especially the one thing I did laugh a lot about was Lance Stroll. He crashed out. He crashed out in qualifying. He crashed out on the formation lap, which led to the race starting
he didn't.
late.
No. He drove himself into the wet gravel.
No, that was after he spun out. He spun out, and then he tried to rejoin and beached himself on the gravel. Does he not have a brain? Seriously,
No, he doesn't. He has money, and his father has money.
I was going to say, technically his dad has money. He's just his dad's plaything at the moment. He's like, my son is a Formula 1 driver, even though he's shit. And poor Fernando Alonso's, I don't actually no, I do remember now. The settings in the car weren't quite right, so he was getting a lot of porpoising, a lot of bouncing. So towards the end of the race, his radio comms are like, oh, I can't do this. I'm gonna finish this race for the mechanics because they've worked really hard, but I'm really struggling. My back is killing me. Blah blah blah. This bouncing is not normal. So shame he didn't have a great time of it. But,
and he's an old man.
And he's actually an old man. It is scary how long he's been in Formula 1. But well done to the Alpine team, because it was Max, and then I forget the two Alpine drivers.
Gasly and Ocon. Literally just don't crash. That's it. But also, Alpine just fired their, what's his name? The principal of Alpine.
Team principal.
I
forget his name.
They just fired him, and now they come with the double podium. That's crazy. But Lando bottled it. Wonderful. Yes. I'm such a big fan of Lando, but he does not do well under pressure. A couple of years ago in Russia, he was on to win his first Grand Prix, and he had Lewis, who was on fire, coming behind him. And the rain came down, and he spun out. And I was watching that race on the edge of my seat. I was like, come on, Lando, you can do it. You can do it, Lando. No pressure. And then they asked him, do you want to come in for wet tires? And he said, no, I can do this. And then Lewis was putting pressure behind him. He spun out. Obviously, he couldn't do it.
Yeah, and that's funny. It's also been such a shift in... if you look at all the new upcoming younger Formula 1 drivers, the personalities and the lifestyles have shifted so far. If you look at the old school Formula 1 drivers, there was always these really classy, real playboy, that sort of vibe. And Lewis Hamilton still has that. Alonso's kind of matured out of the bad boy phase, but he's still got that classy sort of feel about him. With all the Maxes, Lando, Ocon, they all, Gasly, they're all like just these strange, young, weirdly relatable guys, and you're like, I mean, I can't quite relate because you're super rich. But you play video games and you're,
They
a
play
lot more
games.
chill.
They're on TikTok. They joke about memes and stuff. So yeah, it's like you could picture yourself sitting next to Lando. You could picture yourself being Lando in the Formula One car, which is it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
You could never picture yourself being Lance Stroll, like even Max, as great as he is, whenever he's streaming or doing his 24-hour races online, he's just sitting there being a normal guy, and then everyone's like, how could everyone hated him because the media painted him as this bad guy? Because in all fairness, they needed a bad guy, because Lewis was always the bad guy, but then Lewis started to lose. So who did they have to make the bad guy? Obviously Max. But like you see him there, he's just a normal guy. He's just racing. He's just really, really good at racing.
He's just really, 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 really good. Helps that your dad was also really, really, really good race car driver, Formula One driver. Didn't win, but was still quite good. But also that
it also helps that he was abusive and forced him to race from 3 years old.
But that's what you have to do.
I wish my dad did that to me.
Yeah, how? I mean, how many millions is he earning per race now? I mean, Max could retire now. I'm pretty sure he just might and just be a full-time sim racer.
He literally said that he's got a couple years left. He's not passionate about racing, and I think because his whole life has been kind of forced into racing. So it's kind of it's like a Bevan in tennis.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could put it that way. Yeah, but I can see him totally becoming one of those oaks that'll get out of F1 on his terms. So not like a Danny Rick scenario where everyone wants him to stay because everyone loves Danny Rick, but his performances were just not there anymore. So he got kicked out of F1. Where I think Max is gonna leave on his terms, and he's just gonna go out there and do all that fun stuff. Take on drifting, rally cross, obviously sim racing, full time. Probably still be involved with Red Bull, just in all the other formats of racing now.
I don't think he'll do anything involved with media. I don't think he wants to be involved with that. So
that's not his cup of tea.
Yeah, so if he does go into like another sort of section of sport, he probably won't be in the public eye. So he won't do a lot of interviews. He won't be managing Red Bull, that's for sure.
Not a chance.
But yeah, it's like with Lewis, it's clearly his passion, and he's got at least one more championship in his belt. I think with Ferrari next year, he has a very good chance. Like I think he wins next year. I'll put money on it. Not a lot of money, but I'll put money on him winning next year. But then I think he will. Yeah.
You really think they're gonna make
100%,
number 2?
No, they'll have 2 number 1s, but they will lean towards whoever's getting more points. And Lewis is more consistent than Charles. He's good, but he's like Lando. He'll bottle it when there's too much pressure. Whereas with Lewis, you can rely on him and give him a good car. He's going to finish second, third every single race. So it's like if you had to give Fernando a Red Bull, he's winning.
He's winning every race.
The championship. If the thing with Daniel Ricciardo is he had a very good Red Bull when he started.
Yeah.
Okay, so it put him up here, but I don't think he's there. He's fun to watch, and he's fun. He brakes really late, but they gave him a really good car.
Yeah.
He couldn't do anything. All the cars after that, he couldn't do anything. He had one lucky win here and there.
Yeah, he had. I think Was it with Renault or with McLaren?
Renault, yeah.
Was it with Renault when
Renault.
he won a race? But again, it was also one of those weird ones where the leaders crashed out and a couple weird
That was with
flags.
McLaren. That was with McLaren when they got their first 1-2 with him and Lando in like
Yes.
who knows how long. But he did really well in the Renault as well. But the Renault couldn't keep up with the Mercedes, so he had no chance.
No, the Renault was keeping up. It's just that the engines kept failing. So every
That's
time
what I mean.
they'd win one race, and then they wouldn't finish the next race, or they'd qualify P2, but they'd blow the engine, so they'd have to put a new engine, and then they'd get penalized back to like P17 or something. Get like a 12th place grid penalty or 15th place grid penalty. But yeah, it's weird how it ebbs and flows in the F1. It's cool. I think what revitalized my interest in it was Netflix. Hate to say it, but that Drive to Survive.
The first 3 seasons were very good.
Now it just seems like it's a thing they have to do. The latest season, it just feels like it's they're just doing
But
it because
the first 3 seasons were bottom of the barrel teams, and they were fighting for like 1 or 2 points.
yeah.
Whereas the most recent seasons have been Red Bull, McLaren, Mercedes. It's like, okay, they win. We don't like. Imagine in 2020 when Lewis had the W11, which won every single race
Yeah,
by
that
like
thing
23 seconds.
an interstellar
Imagine putting
starship.
him. Yeah, imagine putting him as like the lead of Drive to Survive that year. It would have been so boring.
Well, I think
And that's essentially
exactly why
what they're doing now.
I mean, yeah, but I think that is why they didn't do it back then, because it was just so. You know, everyone knows he's gonna win. Who gives a shit? Let's see where
Yeah,
it's
it was like-
interesting. Back of the pack.
It was like Haas and Renault battling at the back or whatever, and then and Lewis Hamilton comes home first, and then back to the bottom of the pack.
All Haas and Renault fighting it out. Lewis lapping them. Them having to stop their fight to get out the way of Hamilton and carry on. But no, it is like that.
Here's a tough question. Okay.
Hmm.
Everyone gets the same car, right? A new car. So not, I wouldn't say put everyone in the Red Bull because the Red Bull's the fastest. Because Max knows the Red Bull better than anyone.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a new car, same build, everything, right? They get a month to work on it in terms of setting it up right. But they can't change anything.
Mm. Yeah, they can't change the actual wing design, but you can play with their suspension
Yeah.
settings and whatever. Okay.
Yes. They can set it up nicely for their driver. Who wins the, let's pick a big track, Abu Dhabi. Who wins Abu Dhabi Grand Prix? All the races. You can throw in Vettel as well.
So in essence, you've just described Formula E.
Yeah, exactly. But better.
Because all the mainstream drivers will take part. I think even Vettel was also in that Red Bull that was an absolute rocket ship. When he was at Ferrari, it wasn't bad, but you know, I think Alonso. I'm putting Alonso up there.
But current age.
Yeah, current age.
Okay.
The dude's performing with an Aston. He's been consistent with an Aston. So I'm putting Alonso up there. Man can drive. And I still think Max, even though he has had a rocket ship Red Bull, I still reckon Max. Even though I'm a Lando fan.
No.
I'm a Lando fan. But I reckon either Alonso or Max. That's who I'm putting my money on. What about you?
Well, first of all, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Oh, that's easy.
Lewis, 100% winning the race.
Oh, no.
100%. Bro, Lewis is by far the best driver out there. Max has a rocket ship. is look at the last couple races when there's been something slightly wrong with the car. Max, where's he finished? Nowhere near the front.
But again, is that his fault, or is that because the car is not as good?
It's because you can't rely on him as a driver. You need to give him a good car.
But that's Formula One though, because if you don't have a good car, because otherwise the Oaks driving the horses, technically,
That's why I'm asking, who's the better driver? Who's the best driver?
Alonso.
No, I think
Yes.
Lewis, Lando, Max, Alonso, Vettel. And I'll put Daniel Ricciardo under Gasly, under Ocon, right at the bottom. Not under Stroll. Actually, no, I'll take it back. Liam Lawson, number 1.
Have you been seeing the TikToks? Someone's made a song about Liam Lawson. Surely you've
Get
seen
out the
it.
way, I'm Liam Lawson.
And it's fucking catchy. And they always put clips of Liam Lawson looking like really, really serious, like really sour, because he probably spun out or something. But but he drives fucking aggressively. At least in all the highlight clips they use for examples. Like, you thought Max was aggressive. You see that oak? Bloody hell.
Yeah. Aggressively in 20th place.
Almost shove you out the way and put it 19th, boy. No, but there's too much money in F1. It scares me.
Yeah, it would be nice to have some of that. Give me $1 million.
Just give me the
Give me $1 million to get my son started on go-karting. He'll be there.
I saw though, it's one of the other European touring car leagues, GTE or something. It's one of the classes that races in Le Mans, but it wasn't a Le Mans race. It was just a race with that class of vehicle. I was actually a South African who was winning the race. I was like, it was literally, when you just have random highlights coming on and they're like, "It's South African." I'm like, "Oh, what? South African racing?
Was
What?"
Was he driving a taxi?
I think it was yellow and black.
Toyota Quantum.
No, I think it was in one of the Mercedes, or no, it was in the Audi R8 GT Cup or whatever. Yeah, an Audi, but pulling some serious moves on the Oaks. I was like, shit, South Africa, woo, fly the flag.
Drive it like you stole it.
And then he was, tell you that. And no curbs were safe.
Well,
bloody hell.
That's always good to hear, especially in money when it's something to do with money, like money gets you forward. It's always nice to hear South African up there because we kind of start with a disadvantage.
One of us made it out.
But yeah, speaking of advantages and disadvantages, okay, there's this trend going around of people calling out celebrities and asking the question, are they hot or are they just famous? Have you heard of this trend?
I feel like I've overheard the woman in my house joking about it.
Okay, fair enough.
So I have a rough understanding of the concept of, are they hot or are they just famous?
Okay.
Yeah, so let's go.
So I'm going to, I've got a list of names here, and I want you to tell me, is this person hot? Are they actually attractive?
Okay.
Or are they just famous? Okay?
Okay.
And if you need to Google on the side to see what they look like, you can do that as well.
I'm gonna have to do that 100%.
Yeah.
So you're
Because I
ruining
don't
my
know.
search history.
I don't know about your celebrity knowledge, but you should know. Okay, first one. And I'm also going to give my opinion as well, which might be controversial. First one. Ariana Grande. Is she hot or famous?
Let me try Google a picture without makeup.
No. I know which odds is going to be then.
I don't know. She's got that kind of like small, cute build. I would say hot from her Disney days.
Oh, careful.
Hey, she's the same age as us. Wait.
Oh,
is
okay.
she?
I don't know.
Let me double check
I think
that.
she's
No, yeah, she's 93. She's the same age as us.
okay. Okay, then
So,
it's fine.
safe.
It's fine. Then it's fine. Yeah.
Even though she doesn't look it as all.
Okay, I was actually going to say that recently I don't know what she's done. All power to her. I'm not going to give my answer.
No, that's not fair.
Next one, Scarlett Johansson. Hot or
Ooh.
famous?
I'm trying to get recent pictures, not just the Marvel versions.
Iron Man 2. I think I know the answer to this one.
I'm gonna go with yes immediately.
Are you going to backtrack on that?
No, I'm not gonna backtrack on that one. Because
Cool.
I've seen it in a
I
couple
agree.
other movies as well. Ghost in the
Next.
Shell. I'm a Johansson fan.
Cool. Next, Selena Gomez.
Oh, shame, that's not a fair one. Things have gone downhill for her. It's not all her fault though.
No, it's definitely not. I think she's just famous.
Yeah, no, she's just famous. I mean, it's not all her fault. There's some health things that kind of maybe haven't played in her favor. She's also become a very top heavy in the good way. But no, she's famous. She's famous.
Right, next one, Jenna Ortega.
She's older than us.
No, she's not.
No, Selena Gomez, sorry.
Oh,
sorry.
Selena, yeah.
No, that's a trap. I'm not answering the Jenna Ortega one.
Why?
Because it's a trap.
It's not a trap. It's not a trap.
That's a trap.
Okay.
Because I only know her from Wednesday. I've never
Yeah.
seen her in anything else. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna answer with I plead the fifth
Okay,
because
cool.
she looks too much like a schoolgirl.
All right, next one. Sabrina Carpenter.
Who the fuck is that?
You joking?
I'll probably see the picture and then be like, oh, that one. I think Google's listening because I just.
She does the. She does.
name.
She's got a song. Espresso. Please, please, please.
Famous.
Thank you. Thank you. I also say famous.
Like looking at all these pictures, like she has a weird taste in lipstick.
Justine, my wife has a crush on Sabrina Carpenter. And I think Rachel might too.
Because she's
Um,
famous.
I think it's because she's famous. No, but they always say, oh, she's so hot because she's so cute and whatever, and she's so small. But I don't know. I think she's just famous.
But if we
I
said
think
that
if she
about-
was...
If we said that about Jenna Ortega, they'd look at us and be like, "Oh, you perv."
no diddy. No diddy.
Hashtag.
Okay, now it's time for the spicy stuff.
Oh.
Okay, now let's get serious. Let's get serious.
Well, okay.
Channing Tatum.
Nah, I think he's a good-looking dude.
No, I disagree. I think he's just famous. Because he's got muscles and he's got nice lighting from his movies.
What do you think? His eyes are too close together.
Yeah, he's a funny looking guy, and I think he's famous. I think he's just famous.
Nah.
Do you agree?
I
Or do you think he's
a
hot?
good-looking dude. I
You
think
think
he's
he's
a
hot?
good-looking dude.
Okay. Okay, cool. This one
As
I
long
think
as
we
he
can
stays
both agree
fit.
on. Cillian Murphy.
That's Peaky Blinders, right?
Peaky Blinders and Oppenheimer.
I still haven't seen Oppenheimer. No, he's famous. He's not even a little bit good looking.
Okay, cool.
Like he's a cardboard box.
Right. Now, this one's controversial. Jacob Elordi. You'll know him from Saltburn.
Oof. I tried very hard to forget that. Now, I actually know him from Kissing Booth.
Oh, yes, and that as well. That was a while ago.
Yeah. With Byron's in Kissing Booth.
You think Byron mates with him? People
They
love
work
Jacob
together?
Elordi.
I don't get it.
It's because he's tall. First of all, he's like 6'5" or something.
I mean, that kind of helps.
How's that
lot.
fair? How's that fair? I think he's just famous.
What is Trump like saying? You're either born with it or you're not. He was born with it, boss. That's the heart, not good looks.
Okay,
Because
cool.
anyone can be muscular.
Yeah. Next one is Barry Keoghan, who
Who's
is
that?
dating Sabrina Carpenter and was also in Saltburn.
Barrick?
Barry
Oh,
Barry Keoghan. And he's Irish.
I don't know, he's also not...
Yeah, seeing a trend here with the Irish people. Seeing a trend.
To,
They're definitely just famous.
to me, he's just famous, yeah. Like, if you just look at his face, because I know he also got pretty buff for one movie role.
Yeah.
I don't see it. You know, I don't think he's good looking. I think he's a cool actor.
Yeah,
Like, I
for sure.
enjoy his work, but I don't think he's good looking.
Cool. And to wrap us up, the toughest question yet. Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, they'll marry him. What are you on about?
Firecracker.
Firecracker.
Smoke show, some might say.
Absolute smoke show. How do you say
Absolute
no to
smoke
that?
show. Love him.
How do you
Yeah.
say no to that?
Yeah, no. You literally would leave my wife.
I think your wife would leave you if you didn't leave her for that.
Yeah, no. As long as she gets, what's it called? When you pay someone after divorce?
Oh, I don't know.
Child support.
I just know that's called getting divorced.
Getting divorced, yeah. Hopefully we never find out.
Yeah, please. Too
Vital,
much work.
where can they find you, my friend?
They can find me in my bed in like 5 minutes because I'm gonna pass out right away. But no, find me on Instagram on Vents_Gordon, so WENTZ_Gordon. And otherwise, you should really be checking us out on globalbuggers_pod on TikTok to catch all the little tidbits, all the little saucy best bits, all get put there.
Yeah, and we'll be adding our gaming clips there as well. When that kicks off.
When that kicks off, and
make
maybe
sure to
even,
leave a like. Yeah.
oh, I was gonna say maybe even some beer reviews. I feel like I need to be one of those. Catch up
That's
on that
actually a
trend.
good. That's a good shout. That's a good shout.
Even though my missus and my sister-in-law chewed me up when I had that idea, but we'll see.
Don't listen to the haters.
We won't. We're gonna do it.
They hate us because they ain't us. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
Flashbang.